The Lottery. The Lottery was published in 1948 in a magazine called The New Yorker, which published a lot of short stories. The Lottery wasn't all too well received. The magazine and Shirley Jackson herself received a lot of hate mail and death threats. However, it's now considered a classic piece of literature. I guess the audience in 1948 wasn't too ready for a story like this. So the setting. What is the setting? It's kind of a rural farm town, innocent and obscure, out of the way. And how does that enhance the mood? Well, it's kind of, again, it's innocent, and when thinking about when thinking about the actions that happen towards the end of the short story, the fact that it is a rural, everyday farm town makes it more dark and sinister. Speaking of the mood, how does the mood change throughout the short story? In the beginning, again, it's innocent, just notes of what actions are happening. The farm people are gathering in the town square for some sort of meeting that they've always had. And how does that make the reader feel? Well, when when you finally find out what is actually happening, you look back and realize that this is all nonchalant. Everyone is okay with this, except for one person. And the fact that it is rural and everyday, and this could be any rural farm town that could be doing this, really adds to that depressed, dark, sinister feel. Alright, the theme. What is the theme to this story? And like most stories, this story has a lot of themes. There's a lot of themes that you could pull from this story that you could relate to in real life. Characters. The characters aren't concerned with their actions at all. This isn't every year thing. This is tradition. This is what they've always done. They completely disregard the fact that they're stoning a person to death, someone that they know, someone that has a family. Why is this? Just because it's always the way it's been. It's always been this way. Especially since Old Man Warner is such an adamant proponent of this tradition, of this lottery. Dialogue. There's no dialogue in the first one third of the story. All it is just accounting for what the setting looks like, the houses, what the people are congregating in the middle of town for. This adds kind of like a dry, non-personal feel. Tessie Hutchinson doesn't really say a lot, but what she does say is important because in the beginning she is supportive of the lottery, and as she gets picked, she realizes what a terrible thing this is. And Old Man Warner, all he says is reaffirming that the tradition needs to be upheld. He even mocks the fact that other towns around this town have stopped the lottery. Symbols. Old Man Warner is purely a symbol for tradition. He is old, he's been around for a while, he is the source of wisdom, and it's always been this way, so why change it? The black dot is obviously a stoning for death. When someone gets a black dot, they die. Point of view. Is it first or third? Well, it's third. And this adds a lot, because if it was in first, then we'd be getting personal viewpoints, personal feelings. But since it's in third, we don't get any of that. It's purely an account of what is happening. We don't get any feeling. We just get only outward actions and emotion. For foreshadowing, there's quite a few, but one example is when Dolores goes up to pick her paper. Tessie taps her on the arm as a farewell. That could also be irony, because it's Tessie is the one who died. Some more irony, the winner of the lottery dies. And the fact that it started on a sunny morning, it's pretty ironic. So the conclusion, is there really any real resolution to this story? Not really. Tessie Hutchinson dies, and we're supposed to assume that the rest of the town goes on as normal. One quote that I particularly like, "I thought we were going to have to get on without you," says some person in the crowd to Tessie when she's late. Well, They're gonna have to get on without her, 'cause she's dead now. Alright, cool. So I can see that you're bored, and I want you to get out of your seats. So come to the front and take a piece of paper out of this basket, and then go back to your seat. Don't open it yet. And while we're doing that, we can talk about our traditions. Do you have any family traditions that you do on Christmas or Easter or anything, big get-togethers? Do you have any personal traditions? Like going to your favorite donut shop on Friday morning to celebrate Fridays? What about social traditions that we all do? New Year's Eve. Why do we party? Why do we celebrate New Year's Eve? Why is that? Is it really the turning of a new leaf, the chance to better yourself, turning over, starting anew? Does that make any sense at all? All these traditions? Let's talk about Christmas. Now, I'm not against Christmas, but Christmas trees, that doesn't make much sense. Why are we chopping down trees and putting them in our houses and decorating them? That makes no sense. And Santa, I'm pretty sure we all know Santa's not real. So why do we continue this? Why can't the presents just be from the parents? Now the black dot. Open your pieces of paper. Do you have the black dot? Who has a black dot? Timmy. Oh, Timmy, that's unfortunate. Okay, everyone wad up their piece of paper and throw them at Timmy. Yeah. Alright, Timmy. How'd that make you feel? It kind of sucked being left all alone. Is everyone else lucky that you're not picked? Yeah, I would be. Alright, now take out your journals and write a half-page reflection on what you think of the activity that we just did and what you thought of the story. What did that mean to you? What did that make you think about traditions?